And tonight we also have CNN anchor and chief national correspondent John King at the Magic Wall, where he lives these days. John, I think a big question as we are getting these new poll numbers in is where things do stand as we are on the eve of the Iowa caucuses.
Look, Caitlin, this is my 10th presidential campaign. Covered a lot of Iowa caucuses. Iowa sometimes surprises, but the poll numbers, as you've been talking about, they're pretty overwhelming. So let's just bring up the poll and show it over the last 5 months. Forgive me for turning my back. I just want to stretch this out. If you go back through the Iowa poll, a very reliable poll in the state, you go back 5 months ago, former President Trump was at 42%, up to 51. He's at 48% right now. Nikki Haley has gone from 6 up to 20, so she can say yes, at least over the last 5 months, I'm going up. DeSantis, a flat line, maybe down a little bit, 19, down to 16% now. Yes, Ted Cruz was behind and beat Donald Trump in 2016. Yes, Rick Santorum was behind and passed Mitt Romney at the end in 2012, but the lead was nothing like that. It was not 28 points. That is not insurmountable. Nothing is insurmountable in politics, but it would shock the world if somehow Trump didn't win. The question is by what? One interesting point, though, you heard Dana there. You were talking at the show about how Donald Trump is now saying, don't be complacent, people. Make sure you get out there to vote. I think at one point today he said, go out and vote even if you're sick. I need you to get out there and vote. That is a bit because they were so confident. The Haley movement at the end, it's not dramatic. It's nowhere close to Trump, but people supporting Haley have spent about $8 million since January. That's her campaign and super PACs. Pro DeSantis, about $6 million. The Trump people haven't spent that much money. It's only $3.6 million. So they entered the year, this is since January, they entered the year thinking, we got this. And now in the last couple of days, they're smart. As Dana said, they're well organized. The president's saying, don't get complacent. They're trying to tell people, if you're really cold, please. The organization matters. They're texting. We'll give you a ride. If you're afraid to go out and drive yourself, we'll do it. Can the other campaigns match that? 24 hours from now, we'll be filling this in.
Well, and not just getting people out on the road. I mean, that speaks to voter enthusiasm here. So when you look at these numbers, John, I mean, what are you seeing about which candidate here has the most enthusiastic supporters? Because that could matter if the weather is as bad as we're predicting that it's going to be to motivate people to leave their warm, cozy homes and get out and go to a high school gym to caucus.
Yeah, without a doubt. So let me just show you something first where the people live in Iowa. Show you total population here. The larger the circle, that means the more population in this area. So you look, here's the Des Moines area. That's the biggest area. The suburbs around it. Those are key to Nikki Haley, by the way. If Nikki Haley is going to surprise us, it's going to come from the suburbs and close around the cities like Dubuque, like Cedar Rapids, like Iowa City. Those people don't have to drive as far, right? These small rural counties, that's where Donald Trump does well. Some of those people have to drive 15, 20, maybe even more miles to get to their caucus site. Do they do that in the snow, especially if they're elderly? That is where organization will matter, but as you noted, that's also where enthusiasm matters. Now, look, I don't need to tell the two of you, Caitlin Collins and Abby Phillip, a lot of time covering Trump, a lot of time at Trump rallies. His people tend to be locked in. Look at this in the poll. Are you extremely or very enthusiastic for your candidate? 88% of Trump supporters said that. 62% of DeSantis supporters said that. Only 39% of Haley supporters says that. She has more moderates, more independents, would be more first-time caucus goers. That has always been Donald Trump's trump card. Forgive the pun, but it's intentional. His people tend to be locked in. We'll see if that helps on a very, very, very extra, very cold night tomorrow.
Yeah, it could make a difference. John King, thank you for that.